Hello, everyone. We have a
Yeah.
next guest. We have Liran with us. How are you, man?
Doing well. How are you?
Pretty well, pretty well. How is Prime Day for you so far?
Good. Super busy.
Yeah,
What
it's
What about you?
crazy.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy. We have a live stream, as you can see.
Yeah.
This is 16th hour of the stream, like total. Like you see up there, it says like 14 hours, 47 minutes, but it dropped at some point at the beginning. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's absolutely crazy.
And
So
and what was it showing? The Thrasio offices
no, it's Sellers Alley. It's our
office?
offices. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I saw a bunch of Thrasio signs. So I wasn't sure if.
Yeah, they're sponsors.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So
Yeah.
everyone's wearing the shirt.
As you can see, like literally more or less everywhere.
Nice.
So yeah. So like we wanted to do 48-hour stream, and it was like pretty fast decision to do it. And thank you for like responding in such a short notice.
Yeah. Of course.
So the idea of this stream basically is to talk about what's going on, what are the current problems, what are the current issues, and one of the topics that we want to cover is with you Q4 as an opportunity to build your brand. Can you tell us more, like what are your like ideas, how you like sellers can do it like during Q4, especially in a year like this one with all the crazy stuff happening in like last 8 or 9 months.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, number one, I always love. This year is a little bit more challenging. But I always love launching products toward the second half of the year because I know it's an opportunity to sell out during Q4 and like I have lower risk, If I launch a new product in January, I mean it's a loser, and I have 1,000 or 2,000 units, then it's going to take me a longer period of time to dump and get rid of that product versus launching products that, have potential to do well in Q4. And if they're losers, I could probably still liquidate pretty quickly around the fourth quarter. And so I just think it's a great time to not only like double down on your existing products, but it's a great time to test and a great time to liquidate, right? Like there's just so much more traffic and velocity that it's a good time to launch new products and get them off to a good start. And it's a good time to to get rid of products. I actually have a bunch of notes. I'm going to be doing a talk in November, and somebody asked me to speak about sort of optimizing for Q4. So we can kind of talk about some of the things that you could be doing already right now for the fourth quarter. Just the other day I was in brand analytics, and I was doing research on gift keywords, and I think
Okay.
it's a great time to add gift keywords potentially to your listing in your PPC campaigns. I was looking at keywords, and one of the nice things that you could do with brand analytics is you can look at historical time periods. So you can, put the word gift in, or I went a little bit more targeted. I was looking at. Actually, it's funny. I did a Cerebro. I did a Cerebro reverse ASIN on I was looking at a brand, possibly as part of like an acquisition, and one of the products was a bird feeder, and one of the keywords that it ranked for was gifts for old women who live alone. And
Okay.
that has a little bit of search traffic. But getting back to the point, you can put in a keyword like gifts or gifts for dad, and you can find related keywords. But you can look at that keyword and see like what's the search frequency rate of that keyword today versus what was it last year in December. So I actually looked at that, and like gifts for dad from daughter or something was like number 2,700 today, but like last year in December was like 76, right? So these keywords get a lot more traffic in the fourth quarter, and it's a good opportunity. Now you probably already should have done this like ahead of Prime Day, because I think this is today is kind of the unofficial kickoff of the holiday shopping season for this year at least. But it's a good time to take advantage of those gift keywords. In fact, a friend of mine, you may know Kellyanne Fedio. Kellyanne Fedio built her brand and sold it. And one of the biggest areas she was able to compete on for keywords was gift related keywords. She had one of her top selling products was a water bottle like fruit infuser, which is a very competitive product, and the keywords are all very competitive to rank for and to bid for. But the gift keywords weren't, right? Gift for mom and focusing on holiday and Mother's Day and different times. So I think you want to look at Q4 and focus on those gift keywords to try to get additional traffic that you wouldn't otherwise get. Let's talk about some other things you could do for holiday or in Q4. Is Amazon now lets you build a separate storefront, right? It lets you build multiple versions of your storefront. So you can build a storefront where the homepage has holiday themes and images, and just kind of driving more on the holiday season theme and different products that you would feature on the homepage, or maybe you would feature images, more lifestyle images of your products, as a gift or under a Christmas tree or whatever it is. And you can have a second version of your storefront that only shows up around certain dates, and then you can switch to a different storefront. So it's another good opportunity. I think storefront in general is a good opportunity. We've seen Amazon over the last couple of months now say on listings kind of put like visit brand storefront instead of just the brand name on listings. So Amazon is trying to drive more people to the storefront. And I think one of the things you could do also is have like a featured deal section where products that are running a lightning deal or a 7-day deal would be featured on those pages. So if you're running deals, around holiday, like today, you could have had a page and driven, brand storefront ads to that specific deal page within your brand storefront. So another opportunity, as we're talking about sort of new things that were introduced, another thing that was introduced this year, virtual bundles. It's another good way if you do have new products you're launching in the fourth quarter. It could be another good way to kind of drive traffic by putting the virtual bundle on a listing that gets a lot of traffic, right, on your best-selling listing. If it kind of makes sense to create a bundle that shows both products, if you have related products or products within the same niche, where you could drive visibility to that new listing. So I think that could be beneficial. There's things that you people may be doing every year, but optimizing your image for holiday. You've seen, I don't know if Amazon is going to take action on it or not, right? But you see these listings starting to pop up soon, where you have the bow tie, the red bow tie, kind of on the corner of your main image, or on secondary images. At least you could have that, more lifestyle images, around holiday. One of the things I would also make sure you're doing is just implementing all the ad types that are out there. I'm sure you're well aware of all the
spectrum.
Full spectrum. There's been so many opportunities to advertise this year. Sponsored products, and there's still people that haven't implemented ASIN targeting campaigns, like regular sponsored products, ASIN targeting, product targeting. But now obviously if you have brand registry, and I would say today brand registry is like more important than it's ever been before from a marketing perspective, between A+ content and storefront and the ad types that you can run. Getting brand registry is really important, and today it's also easier and faster than ever before through the IP Accelerator program or the brand registry waitlist form that's out there. You can get it really quickly. So having that is important. Implementing all the ad types, sponsored brand headline, sponsored brand product listing page, to storefront page, to sponsored display ads, sponsored display product targeting has been working well. Sponsor brand video, I think a lot of people have already implemented, but these are ads that you should be running. And sponsor brand video can give you better performance than sponsored product. Many times, or at least a better cost per click. So implementing these is important. They're easy to implement. You can create slideshow videos using software tool. Software tool that I use is Biteable to create, basically pulling the images from the listing and using those to create a video for sponsored brand video ads.
Did you try Amazon tool for creating videos?
No.
It's basically something like that. Like they use images and create like GIF file that is like having images moving around and like headlines moving left and right.
So I've seen Amazon ad reps creating these videos for people, but is there a tool people have access to?
Yeah, there is a tool. To be honest, it's like the result is not always the best. It looks a bit outdated, but at least there is something. Like for the people that don't have anything, it's better than not having anything. So it's a good starting point.
Where do you find that tool?
Oh, I need to double check for the link, and like I can share it with you. We built a lot of these ads in the past, like in the team. I'll be more than happy to share it with you, and like you can share it like in your groups.
Yeah, we I didn't know that Amazon had a tool. I knew that Amazon reps they were offering to create video ads, which is good. I would take them up on it, but we use Biteable to create these, and it's it's a pretty cheap software tool that you can use. And if you just need one-off video too, you can hire somebody on like Fiverr or somewhere to create these videos for you. I think there's other things you could do. Obviously, now is also a good time to kind of just assess your keyword rankings and think about, is this a good time to make a push ahead of the holiday as far as like organic keyword ranking? And where could you make a push that might make a difference? If you're on the bottom of page 1 or if you're on page 2, do you want to make a push maybe using a combination of PPC and giveaways or rebates to try to gain position right as the season is picking up. So I think that could be another strategy. I would make sure your listings are optimized. I still see on Amazon, a lot of listings that have A+ content, but that could be very, very much improved. On a big scale. I see, Amazon updated kind of the options for A+, I don't know, maybe a year ago or so, where you can kind of now drag and drop and choose your modules, versus, a few years ago where you can, only have like certain templates that they had. And doing the modules is a lot better because essentially you can have big images and use those as infographics. And those infographics to me look so much better than the listings out there with A+ that has like the small images and like a lot of text. Like if I'm creating A+ content now, I don't want any text. I just want all the text to be on the images and have like big infographics. I think there's an opportunity to optimize, especially if you have good images already. You could just use graphic design and get A+ created and optimize ahead of holiday. And then there's some other things that you could be doing outside of Amazon, that could be good ideas to build your brand, and try to gain traffic into Amazon. So probably within the next 2-3 weeks or so, like there'll be a lot of these bloggers that are doing like holiday gift guides, that you can do outreach. Some of them will accept like paid kind of placements, or they'll just maybe like your product and include it. But I think you could do outreach to look up these bloggers, or look up like 2019 holiday gift guides, do a Google search and see like what websites had these guides, and do outreach. And I imagine some of these blogs and bigger blogs will want to get paid, but it could be an opportunity if they have an audience and good reach to get your products into these blog articles. And at the same time, I think that external traffic and links to your listing are beneficial from a ranking standpoint.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
So I think these are all things you could be doing, and if you're, and that's kind of on the front end, right? Like on the back end of this, I think there's an opportunity to like capture that audience, right? So if you've done a really good job, if you're going to get a lot of sales in the fourth quarter, how do you capitalize and take advantage of that, right? So I'm looking, it's one of my clients. I won't show the brand and everything, but this is their insert they sent me to go through their funnel, to to look through and go through their funnel. And basically what they have is a free welcome kit, basically, and this is a consumable product also. So they have additional kind of benefits to being able to market that same product over and over to the customer. But they have a free welcome kit that they're giving. They have a QR code and a link to get this free welcome kit, basically off an insert. And then that free welcome kit sends you to a Google type form where you're entering, they ask you some questions, your name, what's your order number on Amazon, ask you some questions, and then asking you sort of like, what's your feedback on the product, like stars to put in. And then there's a message that they'll follow up with like your shipping info. And then I think I actually just got the email yesterday, but I think when they follow up for like, yeah, we shipped you out your gift, you should get it on this and this date. And then they follow up, asking for a review on the product. But not only that, now they have my email, obviously, for marketing purposes. And you can utilize that to build your brand, right? That's your next great list for, number one, this is a consumable product. So you can now market hey, we're running a 10% coupon,
over and over again. Yeah.
You can market. So like now they have this list. They have, I think, already a few thousand people on this list. They could have, I imagine maybe they did, but they could have sent an email out like, hey, we're having, a few days ago, right? Like, get ready for our Prime Day special. We're running, here's an exclusive coupon just for you, or something to that extent, where they're marketing to that list. And they can also launch new products to that list. And if they want, they can run promotions on their own website with coupons, to get those sales over on their own website. So, I think in terms of like building your brand in the fourth quarter, there are things you're going to want to do on the front end, to capture and to convert, and, to implement things to drive traffic and conversions. And then on the back end, it's how do you capitalize off all those sales? And I think inserts are a great strategy. And like, I think what they're doing with, offering a free gift is totally fine. They're not, I think where people, number one, they're not asking for a review or anything on this insert. So I think that's good. They're just offering value, up front. They're not asking for anything. And number two, they're offering this gift to everybody, right? So they're not qualifying, you can only get this if you write a review or send us a screenshot or anything like that, but they're able to capture emails, follow up on their own for the reviews. They're going to get a higher review rate, and they're building their email list. So like every gift they sent, they are getting something, which is the email address, right? That's a brand asset. And so, If you have the opportunity to still create inserts and put them in your packaging, or your 3PL can do that for you and put them in your packaging ahead of Q4 to build something like that. And by the way, they're offering a pretty good value. They're in the coffee space, and
Okay.
they're offering an espresso cup, a spoon, and some of their coffee included with the free gift. So they write $25 value, and it does seem like pretty good value. So the incentive, the incentive is pretty good to go get the free gift.
Yeah,
So
I used to work with for a coffee brand as a sales manager, and that's definitely a good gift. So.
yeah, it's a nice. So they're giving a kind of a smaller version of the coffee the person bought, as well as an espresso cup and a spoon. So I mean, it's definitely something that somebody who ordered their product is going to like, because they're buying coffee, right? So you're offering them, and they don't even sell this on Amazon, right? So like, this is just like an exclusive thing you get for being on their list, and people are taking them up on it. So I think it's smart. They're offering value first, but like, these are the things you should be thinking about on, how do I, Amazon. It's not cheap to do business on Amazon, right? Like, you have Amazon fees, you have fulfillment fees, you have PPC costs, like kind of mandatory. Like, all of it is not cheap. If you can capitalize on, like, how do I create a lifetime value from the customer, you're going to get more organic sales, more brand trust, like more reviews, which leads to more sales. It's like the flywheel, right? So if you could think about, how do I take advantage of this and capitalize, and the fourth quarter is like the best time of the year to do this, because you're driving, for a lot of people, you're driving 25 to 50% of your annual sales in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, definitely. As you mentioned, it's not cheap, and it's like when you go online on Facebook and like you see those posts saying like passive income, like selling on Amazon, like
Yeah, automatic storefronts. Buy this automatic business.
yeah, like invest a couple of thousand and like you're going to make some money every month. Like that's not the way how it works. Definitely. Like from what you're saying, like only thing that I would like think of is like the if I was that brand, I would try to like that smaller portion of coffee that they're giving away.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would try to give like if they have 2 or 3 types, I would try to give like other type as a sample there, just
Yeah,
like to do some cross sale in the future. I don't know.
yeah, no, it's a good idea, because you're exposing people to something other than what they bought. And when they're taking the order number, they can see what you bought, right? And they can decide to send you out package A instead of package B or whatever, right? And cross sell you, have you try other products that you didn't buy. So I think it's a great opportunity. I think that one of the mistakes people make is, when they do get these email lists, they're not keeping the list warm. They say in marketing, when you have a list, actually, like, the more times you email the list, the more responsive the list is. You're not actually, like, there's a balance between annoying people 5 times a week to sending one email a week, or even a couple emails a month, to keep the list, opening your emails and having some value, or something that you can offer. I think a lot of times people get these emails and then they don't know what to do with them, or they keep them cold, which is a mistake too, because when you send that email for launching your next product 6 months later and they haven't heard from you, less people are going to open your email in the first place. But if you're sending out offers and sales and new flavors, or kind of ongoing messages to that email list, you're going to get a better open rate. I mean, one of the things that they could be utilizing here they're building an email list, which is kind of simple too. They could be building, you could be building your ManyChat list or SMS, right? And utilizing SMS text messaging list would be another good strategy, right? If they wanted as I'm thinking about it, they should be asking you for your email, and your phone number, right? Now
Definitely.
they can get you into SMS, text messaging, also, um, or Messenger or whatever. But just the fact that they're just doing this, I think is smart, and you're more likely to get reviews. And when you've just done something nice for somebody, you're more likely to probably get a better review or just a better response rate to reviews.
Yeah, and from our experience, when it comes to like people being afraid of getting their like newsletter subscribers to get to a point to unsubscribe from it from the newsletter, like it's a long way until like somebody unsubscribes from your email. Like when you check your emails and like email client, you're probably going to see a lot of emails that you don't really like at some point, but you don't unsubscribe from them. So you need to find that sweet spot, like when you don't get to the point that somebody doesn't like you, but like still doesn't want to unsubscribe from you. So yeah, I completely agree with you on that one. And like having one email a month, it's not enough if you're a seller.
Yeah.
So definitely you need to keep them intrigued about stuff that you're doing and make them communicate with you through a whole bunch of stuff, not only just giving them offers, but providing
Right.
extra value all the time.
Yeah, so if you're, selling coffee, you could be, I think a couple of months ago, or like during COVID, people were making this like whipped coffee. I don't know, it was like really popular on social media or whatever, right? But like you could be looking at like trending, hashtags or stuff on social media or whatever, right? And send them to a video or like something interesting around the product. So from what my customer told me, I'm just reading this. Since they implemented this this insert, their order review rate has multiplied by 5x, and higher review rate, more returning customers, and they increased their email list by 2,500 new customers in the last 4 months. So,
That's a huge number.
yeah, it's great, So, and this is basically on one product, right? So if you have multiple products, you can really, you can use strategies like this, and it's costing them money, obviously, to print these and to send out the kit and the cost. But talking about building your brand, there is a brand asset that they're building. When they go to sell their brand, not only can they say, we sell $1 million a year on Amazon, but we also have, 10,000 person email list, a 20,000 person email list. That has value,
Yeah.
to someone that's going to buy that business. So I think these are all things that you could do to work on your brand, for Amazon. I would take a hard look at all your listings and just see just ask yourself, how can I make these better? How can I improve things, as well as your products? But that's not an easy fix in a short time. But listings you can make improvements to.
Yeah, definitely. Like constant A/B tests. So like when you compare like previous years and like previous Q4s and this one, or let's talk about the next one, is it more challenging to create like a solid brand now comparing to like 2 years ago?
I think from a brand perspective, you have more opportunity now than you did 2 years ago, because I think you have, today you can build a storefront, number one, which I think, a storefront allows you to brand yourself, kind of more so, because you can really, you can make it look different than a detail page, right? And add a lot more images and things that make your brand unique. I've seen some really nice storefronts where people can really brand themselves. So I think from that perspective, I think it's easier. You can also drive ads to those storefronts. Amazon is allowing you to, Amazon has a link to visit brand storefront on the listing. So they're trying to drive more people to the storefront. So I think from that perspective, and if you have really good A+ content, You can now do, you can show you can tell your brand story there. You can add, you can cross sell products on A Plus. You can have virtual bundles where you show more of your product. You have now Amazon Posts that, which is another thing you should be implementing if you haven't, but Amazon Posts, which allow you to have these, social media type posts. Somebody can click on that and follow. So like, I feel like today there are more tools for brands and for branding. And, let's say if you really are focused more on building a brand long-term than on, let's say, short-term, then you have also more tools at your disposal, like Amazon DSP, where you can use, different creatives. You can, Amazon has a program right now that, for $10,000, you can run ads on Kindle, on Fire TV, and target audiences, target competitor audiences there, target people who have seen specific products, with TV type ads, which $10,000 budget is not that crazy. Again, it's more brand awareness as opposed to like driving immediate sales, but like you do have a lot more of these types of tools. I think today, I think the average seller is probably not going to spend 10,000 on OTT. I think there's lower hanging fruit, just on, on the Amazon ad side. But, I think today with like storefront ads, sponsored brand ads, video ads, A Plus, like all these things that allow you to, to brand within Amazon. Ultimately, I think if you're going to really build a brand, then you want to do also, you want to use other means of marketing, like using influencers and, just using outside efforts, social media, etc. I don't think, when you talk about a brand, if you go to a brand and you go to their Instagram and they have followers and content and a face to it, or, it seems to be more like a brand and it has like a specific kind of character and voice. And to me, that's more like what a brand is. It kind of emits a specific emotion that it makes you feel. So I think there's elements you could do on Amazon, but I think if you're going to build brand, then you really want to build a brand name that people know and recognize, then you probably have to do so also off of Amazon.
Yeah, like a combination. Yeah, completely agree with you. Okay, man. Well, I don't have any specific questions more to ask you, and it's like this was like pretty in-depth 35 minutes of like pure value. Is there something that you would like to tell our viewers, like to wrap up the call?
No, but no. I mean, I have a Facebook group where you can follow my Facebook wall. I have a Facebook group.
Yeah, they can reach out to you, like tell us that part.
Yeah, you can. I have a podcast, E-commerce Mindset, that you can listen to, and a Facebook group with the same name, and pretty active on Facebook on my wall. So you can follow more there. I'm posting mostly e-commerce kind of stuff on my wall and in the group. So. Actually today I did a podcast talking all about inspections. I had a company called Mavli on, which is an inspection company that's kind of doing things in an innovative way. So I'm going to put that out probably tomorrow on the podcast, and hopefully it can give you some value.
Awesome, great.
Cool.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for coming to us in such short notice.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me on, and you have a lot more streaming to do.
Yeah, it's like our 16th hour is about to end soon. I'm going to take some break. I definitely need some sleep because, as you can see, I'm like super low on energy now. I had like 15 hours of talking, and I'm like, I really want to go to bed for like at least 5-6 hours.
Yeah.
So
sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. Happy Prime Day, and good luck. Good luck. Wishing everyone success.
Thank you so much, and happy Prime Day to you as well.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.